day for the box office, but didn't COVID-19 kill all of that? A lot of us still love going to the cinema, first day, first show. And what you've also started seeing is no choice, because of the lockdown, the popularity of the OTTs, big movie releases now happening on whether it's Netflix or whether it's Amazon Prime, etc., etc. And here is Shemaroo trying to cash in on all of this. Left maybe with no choice, it's come out with a new product called Shemaroo Box Office. You can pay 100 rupees and watch a movie release. You get it for a few days. I'm going to be discussing that and more with the CEO of Shemaroo Entertainment, Hiren, joining us. Hiren, Fridays are usually a very big day for you, so thanks for taking time out from your busy schedule. A startup of sorts that Shemaroo has decided to launch. I guess you had no choice. You had to go new age. You had to stay relevant.
Thank you very much for having me. Well, we've been pioneering at every stage of technology, and our entertainment business industry has actually seen a whole bunch of technology impact. And at every stage for the last more than 50 years that we've been in business, we've always stayed on top and, in fact, pioneered that. And what has happened, if I to just explain in this lockdown, is that obviously, unfortunately, all theaters have been forced to shut, and therefore, two issues at the supply side and on the demand side, or the industry side and the consumer side, if we were to say. So, industry is stuck with a lot of pipeline of releases, and the consumer is actually, not being able to access new content. So, what we are trying to do here is actually bridge that gap and create that window, which in a way mirrors as close to the theatrical window, but on the digital platform. So therefore, we've launched this as an extension or as a part of our
Okay.
OTT video service, as a transaction service.
But I want to ask you this one question. I understand what you're saying, cinema ka maza ghar mein lo. But do you think consumers will pay 100 rupees to rent a movie for 3 days? It's something that Apple kind of pioneered beginning from the United States. But do you think the Indian consumer, who's so price conscious right now, so spoiled for choice, will actually be willing to pay this?
So the jury is out, and honestly, we had to try many things. So even I don't have an answer to that, but let me put the whole thing in a slightly different way. So what happens is that typically when a movie releases, you have the theatrical window, the digital window, and the television window. Now, unfortunately, because the theatrical window is kind of right now, in limbo, so to say, um, the rest of the opportunities for a lot of movies are not actually able to open up because the other platforms give weightage to a theatrical release, so to say, and without that the value unlocking of a film is virtually not happening. So the idea is that, is there a way to replicate as close as we can get to the theatrical window and opportunity? That's one side of it. On the consumer side, as I said, definitely the jury is out there, and we'll all learn over the next few months whether there is a market, whether a consumer will pay or not. But if you think about it, here's a film. So we are not binding you to some annual subscription or some big number. It's a transaction thing. You get in and get out. You see the reviews of the film. You see the trailer. If you like it, you consume it any number of times. So if you think about it from a family point of view, if you are a family of say just four, three, five, whatever number of people you are, and today people are at home and family viewing is kind of the order of the day. So if you think about it on a per head basis, it's anywhere between
My
30 to
point is, Hiren,
20 to 30 rupees.
okay, so you're saying per head is 20 to 30 rupees. But my point, the point I was trying to get at is, and this is something that had started pre-COVID, right? You said movie halls are in limbo. I think you're being very polite on that front. In Unlock 3.0, gyms can reopen, but movie halls can't. But having said that, we had seen this new trend that a movie would be released in the big box office, and within a few weeks, it was coming on the OTT. So consumer की भी तो आदत बन गई है. They know कि ठीक है अभी नहीं पे करेंगे. 3 weeks later, it will be there on Netflix or Amazon or whatever choice they have, Hotstar, etc., etc.
Absolutely. So even for the movies that will be released on the Shemaroo box office, the next window on subscription video on demand, whether it's on any of the platforms that you mentioned, or it's a producer's choice after that whether he wants to take it to those platforms. Some of these already we have tied up for our own platform, but many of them are free to go on to any other platform. But the whole idea is that what we're trying to do here is, if you think about it, uh, see the release theatrical release window of the film has its own ecosystem around it. So there's a whole publicity PR machinery around it. There's a review critics machinery around it. There's a marketing machinery around it. Now all of that being missing, the movie was not getting established in the consumer's mind. What we are helping do here is actually establish the movie in the consumer's mind. It's possible that not too many people may transact here, but they may at least create a market for the movie when it goes on to the subscription platform. So in that sense, as far as the producer is concerned, it's a value unlocking. As far as the consumer is concerned, it's a choice whether he may want to pay for a transaction now, or he may want to access subscription later on some platform as and when the movie goes. But in that sense, the whole idea here is that, and if you think about it, there's a large set of audience which is looking for a new film every week, so to say. And people know that for next foreseeable couple of months or so, still this theater experience is going to remain, whatever word we may use, but being a part of the industry, I would like to use the word in limbo, because we all are looking forward to the theaters opening and all of us going and seeing movies over there. But notwithstanding that, for the next few months, the best way that people can look forward to see uh, fresh new films is probably a combination of transaction and subscription, and that's what we are trying to offer here.
Yeah, okay, I take your point, and it's quite interesting that the whole media, movie, entertainment business worldwide had been disrupted by doing away with video on demand. And I guess because everybody is locked up, not willing to go to theaters, video on demand is going to have to make some kind of a comeback, simply because those in the movie business want to make money as well. So I take that point, Hiren. But I wanted to also ask you, as far as new releases go, is there a good pipeline? Simply because shooting is quite a struggle right now. Just to get one of the many floors at the famous studios in Mumbai is turning out to be a challenge. So not only are you seeing the large movie production houses scramble for space, they're also competing with the OTTs, which, let's face it, have become very, very popular.
Yeah, so shootings, in fact, film shootings have not yet started. The television TV soaps and TV serials, TV shows have started. Film shooting has not yet restarted. The SOPs that have been made for television are kind of being looked at by the film fraternity. There is talk of kickstarting film shooting probably in the second half of August. Um, but having said that, always at any point in time, there is a lot of content that is in different stages of the production cycle, pre-shoot, shoot, or even in post-production. So there is a certain amount of pipeline that is there in the available right now, because post-production was possible, and that has happened on a lot of films which have completed shoot. So that at least pipeline has been available, and we are sure, and we know that once shooting restarts, at least a some of the films which were pending completion, etc., will reach to that logical conclusion. So I am not too worried about the pipeline. In fact, we ourselves have explored this possibility of this box office TVOD release with a huge number of films, more than I mean, if I have to kind of give a number, we have actually explored it with more than 30 films potentially. So even if we filter it out to in terms of curation and in terms of the commercial arrangements, I think we have a fair pipeline in place for the next few months to take it forward.